sitting down next to her, her in my arms, and saying me.
If he were standing here today, which I know he's always invited, is what you guys will say, but I would say we never give him any free time or any time to and that is probably true.
There's a lot of reason to be hopeful in 2020. But for sake, please take advantage of what's available.
Do not.
I'm gonna. I never expected today to be quite as emotional for me as it has been. I've a number of you and gotten to know you.
Oh, these senators who couldn't face up to what the president did. We people for using stationery for the wrong purpose.
I will give $1 million to the charity of your choice if you take 30 minutes of your stage time on January 15th and me.
Ooh, if your favorite episodes are the types that are filled with my hot takes, and I don't mean Hot Take Tuesday because that's tomorrow, and you're going to be on cloud 9 this episode because the tea is off the chain and so is my attitude.
Yeah.
I am taking you on 2 insane deep dives. One with the secret ties that this juror has on the Ghislaine Maxwell case that might cause the entire thing to mistrial. And 2, I have so much to say about Kanye and his new little girlfriend, actress Julia Fox. It is about to be absolutely explosive, pulp-free, 5 orange juicy stuff. I'm AlexClark, and this is POPlitics. You may have seen the scary news that the entire Ghislaine case may be thrown out and started all over again because of one juror.
It started raining avocados from my avocado tree.
Was this man barking up the wrong tree?
I told him to get the hell out of my tree. He says, I'm going to pick your avocados, old man. What are you going to do about it?
What would prompt you to do something so stupid, sir?
Guacamole. Next, Judge Judy.
Apparently, this juror might be a problem because he claims he was not asked about whether he had a history with sexual abuse, but was actually a victim of it when he was younger. And it sounds like jurors were, in fact, yes, asked to disclose if they or anyone they know have experienced sexual abuse. So now, Maxwell's team wants a new trial because this minor detail was allegedly withheld from them. Judge Allison Nathan is requesting that the Maxwell team and prosecutors present briefs by January 19th saying whether or not a new trial is necessary. I think we all know what the defense's brief will say.
We planned this.
The plot in this whole messy story just thickened for sure. But, of course, there's more. Do you know who this juror is that might cause the trial to completely restart?
This is actually the freaky part.
The juror is an executive assistant for the Carlyle Group.
Is that bad?
If you don't know, the Carlyle Group is one of the biggest equity firms in the world. It was co-founded by a little big guy named David Rubenstein. You know names like George Soros. If not, you live under a rock. But David Rubenstein, I think, is arguably one of the biggest hidden power players, period. This is like way beyond politics.
Oh my God.
Rubenstein sits on the board of directors for basically every major organization, museum, or university you can think of, even Johns Hopkins Medicine. He's constantly giving money to some of the biggest Ivy League schools in America, and he's buddies with none other than Anthony Fauci.
An evil doctor shouldn't speak aloud about his feelings.
Rubenstein recently joined some of his other peers, Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, in the Giving Pledge, promising to give half of his fortune to charity. Do you know all the sketchy things about Warren Buffett and Bill Gates? There isn't enough time in this episode, so you're gonna have to go down that rabbit hole yourself for those two.
Mom, can you pick me up? I'm scared.
This is a lot of complicated info, but essentially what I'm getting at is that it just seems like a perfect coincidence that the one person to cause an issue in this particular trial has such a tie to the world's most corrupt power player pedophiles.
It's all connected.
What do you think? Was this juror a plant? Was the trial fixed? Someone do the math on the probability of this being a coincidence or not. I think it's all spooky. And just another little fun fact, Rubenstein's ex-wife, Alice Rogoff, is a well-known BFF of Ghislaine. These coincidences are so good, they just write themselves.
How convenient is that? Wow, how convenient is that?
We'll see what happens in the next few days. Maybe if Ghislaine is released, the Carlyle Group can get the cast of Hamilton to sing a song about it.
awesome.
Oh, by the way, just a really non-important little tidbit. The Bidens stayed at the Rubenstein house on Thanksgiving when David wasn't even home.
It just freaks me out.
All right, deep dive number 1 down in the tank. Here we go, number 2. This is the grossest, thirstiest, most desperate plea for attention I've seen Kanye do yet, and that says a lot because the man has issues. And I'm allowed to say that because it takes one to know one.
Love me. Love me. Love me. Love me!
I mean, tell me you want to be Kim Kardashian without telling me you want to be Kim Kardashian. I still cannot believe this actually happened, and I had all weekend to process it. If you follow tabloids at all, then you know Kanye West has been spotted a few times now with actress Julia Fox.
Who?
And when I say a few times, I literally mean a few times. Somehow they, aka mostly Julia, just did a photo shoot and interview/blog about their relationship. This all happened with Interview magazine, talking about their instant connection.
What is your connection?
This is like you or I going on a Tinder date and the next day doing a full expose on the so-called relationship for a magazine. I bet they don't even know each other's middle names. This is quicker than Kim's marriage to Chris Humphries.
Who are you?
Anyway, here are some of the craziest quotes from Julia's piece where she reveals they only just met on New Year's.
I have just met you, and I love you.
She said at the restaurant, Ye directed an entire photo shoot for me while people dined. The whole restaurant loved it and cheered us on while it was happening.
No, Beth, I'm telling you, this is good. Don't worry. He's looking like, oh, how long are you going for?
Then she said Ye had an entire hotel suite full of clothes. It was every girl's dream come true. It felt like a real Cinderella moment. I don't know how he did it or how he got all of it there in time. Who's gonna tell her that life isn't a Disney princess movie? I don't know how he did it. Julia, he is a fashion designer. Dressing his love interest in spandex and nylon is his whole shtick. The entire interview is about their, get this, second date. But don't worry, according to Julia, their budding romance has been so organic. Yeah, as organic as Kylie Jenner's butt.
Well, I had bad plastic surgery.
Julia, honey, we are 1 week into the new year. You're not in love with Ye. You're in love with yourself under Ye's limelight.
Desperation is a stinky cologne.
I know what some of you who like to argue will say to me. Well, if Kim can have a rebound relationship, why can't Kanye? Seems like a double standard, Alex. Okay, let me break down the differences for any simpletons. Number 1, none of us said Kim could date Pete Davidson, and we're still not saying that. Nobody wants those two to be together. Also, when it comes to rebound relationships, whoever gets with someone first always looks best. The person who follows up and dates someone right after the other person always looks petty and pathetic, like they're just trying to keep up. I guess you could say Ye is just keeping up with the Kardashian.
That's my bar. He copied my whole.
That's kissed me through the phone.
He copied my whole flow.
Second of all, Kim had to be around Pete for a job and happened to hit it off. Kanye and Julia were at a party, and Julia and her drunk friends were all huddled around Kanye, drooling over him like starstruck teenagers.
I know, right? It's so embarrassing.
Kim is getting the BWC and couldn't care less. It is so clear that she is over the Kanye manic episodes.
Lord, gee, well, you know what? I'm tired of your presence. Dismissed.
Why is Julia overlooking this man's public pleas for his wife to come back and doing magazine interviews about their relationship that started legit a week ago?
To them, you're just a freak. Like me.
The buying a girl a whole new wardrobe thing, all been done before. For Kim, he created an entire fashion show for her so she'd come to Paris. A hotel room full of clothes? From Kanye, it's about as bad and overused as Red Roses from Travis Barker.
You get why I saw me seconds.
I wonder if this love bombing thing he's doing is because he's a narcissist or because he's thirsty and trying to get Kim's attention in the press. Or is it both? This is the kind of situation I could just overanalyze for 2 hours on a wine buzz.
Wine is actually good.
I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but...
I think she's trying to take him for all he's got.
On Mondays, I read questions that you send through the link in our bio for me to answer. They can be about anything and everything. Submit some there today so I'll have stuff to answer next week. This is what we call Pop Quiz. Laura from Ohio asked, my husband decided to get the juice to save his job without my consent. He knows it was wrong, but felt forced into it. I was very against him getting it, as I would rather live in a shack than give into this tyranny. I'm scared it will be our children next, and he won't stand up for them either. We fight constantly about this, and nothing feels the same. How do I fix this in my marriage? I think your only option is to do one thing. Frame him for murder so you can get out of this marriage.
Okay, cut. Okay.
Gianna from New York wants to know, do I have any friends who are liberal or who do not agree with my views? And if so, how do they feel about me doing POPlitics and being really involved politically? The ones that are super liberal kind of dropped off. They've all slowly but surely started to unfollow me. They don't talk to me anymore. That's okay because I've gained way more conservative friends at this point, so I don't notice it. Sometimes friends aren't supposed to be in your life forever, and that has been a really valuable realization I've made in my 20s.
Hey, buddy, let's be friends and high five and stuff.
And Madeline from Georgia wrote in to ask, should I make the first move with the guy I like or should I wait for him to put the moves on me? I always say, let a guy make a move first. I have never texted a guy first or anything. I let them do it if they're interested in me, always.
Just call me daddy!
This episode took so much freaking research, I think I need a nap. Better yet, leave the team a little tip, like this video. I know that you have thoughts about the Ghislaine trial and those Carlisle group connections, so tell me what you think about those below. I love to just sit after the episode comes out and read all of your comments. I read every single one, and I'm dying to know what you think about Julia Fox. Is this Kanye thing pathetic, or am I being a little harsh? Please DM this episode to 3 people you know that will just be mind blown by this tea, and make sure you tap the save button. POPlitics is back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. It's pop culture without the propaganda every single day. Oh, your Monday life hack tip is buy a plant. It can be big or small, but it does have to be real. It looks so good to have green plants in your house. It will freshen everything up. It looks grown up, and it's a good way to start practicing being responsible for another thing, and you can name it something fun like dingus. I'm AlexClark, and this is POPlitics. Support POPlitics, the first ever conservative pop culture daily show, by subscribing to our channel, turning on notifications, and of course, hitting the thumbs up. Also, our main home is on Instagram. Seriously, just trust me, that's where the real magic happens. Follow us there at POPlitics.